As of now,
Yep.
all signs are pointing to the Jordan Love era beginning and the hope that the Bears have a better quarterback than the Green Bay Packers.
That would be a nice touch. Aaron Rodgers with a passer rating of 109 against the Bears in his career. I think it's 23-5 in the 28 starts for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I think it's 25-5.
Did it get all the way up to 25-5?
I think it's 25-5. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So
He owned him.
16-3 at Soldier Field.
Yeah. Not much of a home field advantage.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I know. I'm thrilled to send him away and have him be somebody else's problem.
Or MVP.
Well, sure, but maybe he's the Patriots' problem or the Dolphins' problem. It's possible. I doubt it, but I'm thrilled to get him the hell out of this division.
I am genuinely fascinated by how everyone out there is processing this. It's not an easy, straightforward thing, I would imagine. 312-644-6767. Soliciting calls, and we will take them.
We will take
I promise
your phone calls.
We will take the calls, Shane. If you give us good ones, now don't sabotage it like last time.
Yeah, I was listening from home the other day, and that element of the show where Danny hates calls, Speaks wants calls, so in turn, Shane puts on bad calls. And at the end of that day, no one's happy with that.
Correct.
But they weren't bad calls. It was good, funny content.
Yeah.
I don't care what our callers have to say about like their football opinions or whatever, but if you're going to come on and set yourself up and say something stupid, that's better for content.
I kind of care about their football opinions.
Well, that's on you, man.
But you're the phone guy.
I think their football opinions, Shane, they matter. People like to hear opinions, and they hear ours a lot, and sometimes they hear callers, and they're like, that guy's a jackass, and I'm going to call up. Calls beget calls sometimes.
But I'm also interested in, like, we live in 50,000-watt blowtorch.
Yeah.
We go deep into Wisconsin here. Like, I could see our Packer fan happy, sad,
ready for him to leave because that's what he thought the team was.
a believer in Jordan Love because of a quarter against the Eagles. Like a genuine curiosity here. Like, he's the best player in the history of your franchise, and he's a 4-time league MVP. The only person who's ever played football to win more MVPs is Peyton Manning. And he's gone, and he seems like he's going to be fairly motivated and pissed, and he's going to join a very good roster in the tougher conference with the better quarterbacks and all of that. But there's a lot here.
And for yes, absolutely. And for Bears fans, I don't expect that all Bears fans share the feeling that I had and just said, like, happy to see him go, or Tanny's the one who fired Celebration by Kool and the gang.
Yeah.
I don't think that every Bears fan feels that way. I think there's a lot of Bears fans who wanted him to stick around so they could see the torch get passed.
Me? I wanted him to play again. I love watching him play twice a year. You can pencil him in twice a year against the Bears. Really good games usually. And also, I wanted to go to Lambeau and see him one last time. Maybe people are saying I may have mushed it because he's technically still on the roster. But if you listen to that thing today, there's no turning back here.
I agree.
But I would have preferred he stayed also.
Yeah, and it makes Bears-Packers feel bigger when there is an individual lightning rod and hated villain there, and there would be something amazing to, if you believe in what Ryan Poles is doing and you believe in Justin Fields, him actually slaying the dragon and beating him. Justin Fields will now never beat Aaron Rodgers as a member of the Green Bay Packers, and there's a chance he never gets to beat Aaron Rodgers, period, and you won't have that going forward. And let's be honest, it's a worse cap position for the Packers the longer he stays in Green Bay. So there's a lot there. Now, I personally didn't need Justin Fields to beat Aaron Rodgers.
I wanted it. I liked the idea of it very much. But
I'm here for the toughest thing that the Bears are going to have to do is beating Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. Like, I'm ready for that era of Bears football, and I'm hoping that in a year it's very clear that the NFC North goes through Chicago. We're going to take the North and not give it back. Turn the page. Like, this sets up that to me, this makes the path to the 2023 Bears season that much more appealing because twice on your schedule, 2 of your 17 games just got appreciately easier.
Unless, of course, Jordan Love is great, which is possible.
But he's
frankly.
not going to be better than Rodgers.
Let's see.
He's not going to be better than Rodgers.
Well, we'll see. But I mean, look, one thing to address. I think Bears-Packers is always going to feel big. I think Bears-Packers is always going to be a primetime game, if not 2 primetime games.
Oh, yeah, but we've been spoiled with it, man.
But I'm saying it's always going to feel big. And part of the subtext this year is like, did they find another one? Did they have the guy sit for 3 years to replace the Hall of Famer who's going to be great, just like Rodgers sat for 3 years to replace the Hall of Famer and then he became great? Are they just blessed in that way? Or is it finally the Bears' time to set the rivalry back to where it was before Favre? You know, because for a long time there, it had belonged to the Bears.
That I literally don't remember.
Yeah, right.
Three of the 4 of us on the show literally have no memory of.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I know. But it's like
I'm just saying.
But it's always going to feel big. I don't think we're going to lose anything in that regard.
Well, I mean, just ask fan bases of any other big rivalry in the NFL. You know, like Cowboys, Giants goes through ebbs and flows when a team isn't good or there isn't star power there. Chiefs, Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos, Ravens, Steelers. Like a big. I'm not saying that it won't always be a rivalry. Obviously, it will be, and there will obviously be history, but I think a huge part of why it has also had a big national feel to it has been that the Packers have a first ballot Hall of Fame superstar celebrity quarterback.
Who owns the Bears? Sure.
You know, that's been a big part of it.
But now the story, this league is good at churning out the stories. Now the story is Justin Fields on the come, about to turn the Bears into a juggernaut, which they've never been before with a quarterback. And can the Packers survive Aaron Rodgers? I mean, like, the stories write themselves in this league, and we'll all watch and be into it.
Chris in Oak Lawn is on the Parkins Spiegel show. Rodgers is all but gone. How you feeling about it?
I'm feeling like I couldn't wait to get him out of the NFC because he's such an arrogant jerk. But I agree. I would have liked to have seen us beat him finally. And after that, he could see. But I am disappointed that we will not be able to beat Aaron Rodgers. That's my only disappointment.
Yeah, no, thank you for the call. I looked it up as your official NFL schedule news-breaking source. They play the AFC South next year, and so then you get one game against the AFC East in 2024. So it'll whether or not you ever play Aaron Rodgers again will determine based on does he play more than 1 year, unless you mean in the Super Bowl this year. So do you meet in the Super Bowl this year?
Now there's a story.
And then does he play more than 1 year, and do the Jets and Bears finish in the same place in the AFC East and the NFC North? That's the only way that the Bears play Aaron Rodgers 2 years from now.
Got it. Look, I have to say that I am thrilled to hopefully be done diving into the cult of his personality as much as we have had to do. I find him exhausting and tiresome. I find the ego and the narcissism and the self-absorption truly remarkable. And it is compelling. People like that, personalities like that, are compelling, and they can be complicated. And in the end, I found him super freaking annoying and exhausting. And I am part of my excitement for him to be gone is that I don't have to dive into his personality as much as we have had to do over the last couple years.
500,000 people tuned into the Pat McAfee show today to watch that live stream.
Yep.
That is like that's active choice tune in.
Hey, man.
That is a remarkable number of people that were interested in the real-time updates that you would have gotten 2 seconds later from Twitter to watch that guy talk through his process. I was hanging on every word.
He is very, very smart. He is compelling. He is at times sensible. But his navel-gazing and self-absorption and ability to spin things so he's the frickin' victim is just, it is amazing. It is watching a crazy person. It is watching a functional crazy person in action doing his thing.
Robert in Milwaukee is on the score.
Hey, guys. I'm 60 years old, lived in Wisconsin my whole life, and everybody I know, we're glad he's gone. We're tired of his drama, just like you guys were saying. He's such an annoying narcissist diva. It's just nobody can stand him. We're so tired of him.
Dude,
and whether he leaves this year or next year, he's going to leave sometime. Don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way out. I'm glad he's gone.
Is he the best player to ever wear a Packer uniform?
Probably, and it's hard to believe you're saying you're glad probably the best player you ever had is gone.
That's Danny's
but
point.
Who'd have thought when Favre left and was just basically the biggest jerk ever as a Packer, you thought nobody could ever be a bigger jerk than him, and yet here we are with a bigger jerk.
All right. Thanks, Robert.
See, here's where I think we disagree. I believe that his jerkness and his narcissism did manifest this particular year and affect their overall team performance. And once you get to that, I'm like, if I'm a Packer fan or I'm a Packer front office guy, I'm like, get the hell out at that point. I think it did affect their overall team performance.
I think that's totally possible in terms of the work with the receivers on the field. And I think that the Packers also did wrong by Aaron Rodgers.
This past year or before that?
They ruined the relationship.
This conversation would have happened a lot sooner had I not won, back-to-back COVID MVPs.
He is funny. You got to give him that. That is a good line.
MVPs.
You the real